Prof, let's pick from where you left. Now that I saw the other group that came out, of course, the Muslims in Kibra, the Christians there condemned what took place down there. But of course, those sacred places already burnt down. The damage is already done. But something else happened, and a number of leaders from the other side are asking Honorable Raila Odinga that instead of paying a visit to Northlands, you should also come pay a visit to the church in Kibra, the mosque, and see all that, go all the way to the supermarket that was looted in Embakasi, go all the way to Maseno. Are these people justified in saying some of these things?
Maybe they are, but you see, Raila is just one person. He can't be everywhere. Second, Raila is an intelligent person. And, as an intelligent and mature politician, he knows where to go and where to avoid and for what reasons. You can raise emotions very high if you went to Kibra. What was cooling down can be opened and people can now become very... The presence of Raila in Kibra could perhaps do more harm than good. So he calculates.
So definitely the people would even feel more agitated.
And Raila has a lot of networks within Kibra. That is his bedroom. So if the networks have worked, and why are those people blaming Raila for not going to Kibra? Why are they not seeing the effort that quelled the trouble, that put the fighting to an end? Why are they not seeing that? They think it just happened. Raila must have put in motion machinery, his networks, his leadership on the ground to ensure that thing is over. So why would he even have to go there when something is already taken care of? Yeah.
What do you think should be done right now? Like we are already in this kind of crisis. You saw the other time, there are those vehicles that are applying that route, the Kericho-Kisumu route, the vehicles belonging to Warren Sacco, most of them were hit with stones and destroyed. And when they reached Kericho and those guys saw, oh, now these are our vehicles that have been stoned, that road was blocked. Prof, look at the kind of animosity that this is building in our country, and yet our leaders still seem not to care. What is the way forward?
This country is one big flashpoint. It can go up in flames anytime. And I've said this, and sometimes I get tired of speaking. We need to do everything possible to reduce tensions in the country. Because already we are a country divided badly, sometimes, when there is politics around. So, something small can happen, and they can spark problems. Those people of my age and older, they will remember what happened in 1969. How the thing almost got out of control. They will remember what happened in Kisumu, in Kiambu. Why we almost lost our country. We must not allow ourselves to create situations that are dangerous. But I gave an example. When you allow these kind of things to happen, boys may be having their own differences, arguments that may go beyond a brawl, and people may fight when the country is in this kind of state. And then maybe one of the boys can, but unfortunately, lose his life. Let's say it's happening in Kisumu. Because as I speak to you now, there are Kalenjin boys working in Kisumu with their very best friends in the same Juakali, the same shop. They are together because they are brothers. And the people can always differ, whether it's a Kalenjin between a Kalenjin, a Kikuyu, and a Kikuyu, or whatever. Normal differences that human beings have, even drinking a beer in a bar, and then one hits the other. It's unfortunate, but these things happen. And then that person falls down, and then word goes around. He has lost his life, and unfortunately, he's like a man from a community other than that community. A community on the other side. You know, you can ban the country. Wameanza kutumaliza. You see, this is why I'm begging these leaders. They must understand and look at my age and understand why. I don't have much more life to live myself. So I'm talking on behalf of these young leaders. It is them who need this country. People like us, we have finished our business in this world. Really. And when I plead with them, oh, you are an Azimio person, you are Raila. They are cheapening a serious matter. That's why I'm saying, like you are saying, let us not do things that make the country live with these tensions living with. With the artificial divide between people, because there's no such a divide. So when something happens in Kericho, it quickly touches Kisumu, and it quickly goes to Eldoret. And next time it is in Nakuru. And before you know what's going on. Let me tell you something. A lot of things that happened in 2007, the damage, some of which you cannot say on air like this, were just out of rumors and exaggerations. Remember 2007, news wasn't traveling as fast as it's traveling today. So by the time you verified, so much harm had already happened. In fact, I remember somewhere in Nairobi, there was a guy, I don't want to mention him, but he was a friend of mine, he later died. He was leading some traditional religious sect, I think he died. They had organized a place, some of these river road places, or I don't know river road or where, behind the shops. And they had gotten a few people and assembled them there, like 50 or so people. And they were standing outside and telling people, come and see how people are being finished. People, these are the ones who have come. People are donating money, and people are just making money. I went there and looked. I looked at my friend in the eye and I told him this is bad. And then I went away. I even feared they could have beaten me, or worse. And that is the truth of the matter. When you allow a situation like this to happen, some thugs take advantage and may plunge the country into chaos. Also, misinformation and fake news blossom in situations like these ones. You know, fake news, misinformation, malicious news. These things take place in situations such as the ones we are allowing to prevail in the country. And that's why my plea to Kenyans, especially leaders, please soften your heart. Soften your heart and sit down with your brother and talk to your brother and save this country. Because like you say, I have not heard about it and I'm just hearing from you. That can go up, escalate into things that we may not even want to talk about now. And yet, the Luo and the Kalenjin have lived as brothers and sisters for I don't know how long. They share a common boundary.
Definitely. They intermarry.
They intermarry. Ama namna gani?
Yeah.
I have lived in the ghettos. Forget about these rich people, these big people, elitist people. Me, I've lived in the ghetto. I've paid the house rent for 300 shillings. Not 1 month. Not a year. I've paid rent for 600 shillings in a Mbao house. I've stayed in Kibra. I've eaten in Kibra. So I know about this life. I'm not fake like these people who think they know this country. They don't understand this country. There are people out there who don't even know the price of bread. If you ask them, stop them and ask them, honestly, what's the price of bread? They don't even know. We don't belong in that category. So we understand this country. And we understand the dangers that we are creating for ourselves. We understand the people down there. We know they are brothers and sisters and they love each other. But again, because of poverty and oppression and being dehumanized and debased, it is very easy to be manipulated by the politicians. So when you see boys going to Northlands, do you think they believe in what they are doing?
Definitely they do.
Do those boys believe in what they are doing? No. Certainly they knew it was a bad thing. But if you give somebody 3,000 shillings in these hard times, and he has a chance to carry one ship, one dover, why would he not go? The people do not believe in this nonsense, but they are forced into them because of circumstances. And therefore our leaders must be very careful.
Chris is saying here that I was ashamed to the bone when I saw a person driving a sleek car carrying a stolen sheep in his car. Very primitive and totally ungodly. You also saw that, Prof?
Yes.
People with...
And me, I never blame people.
Class.
It is situations you must blame. When we create bad situations and those situations make people behave in certain ways, let us not blame those people entirely. It is really unbelievable that some... But how do you know if the man, if it was the driver and not the owner of the vehicle? And even if it's the owner of the vehicle, you see, we live in a country that glorifies theft, a country without values. It will be... When you see that man doing it, it's Kenyans doing it. It's just Kenyans doing it. Given a chance, many Kenyans will just do what he did. When you say people are stealing government, when you say people are stealing government money, given a chance, anybody else, even those criticizing, will steal. Yeah.
Okay.
But the society does not seem to make stealing or these things look bad. Yeah.
I'm Lucy saying Kenya would be a better country if everyone did what they are supposed to do when they're supposed to. That is, I'm Lucy saying so. Prof, another issue that is actually bringing a lot of problems, of course, it's forming one of the pertinent issues that the Azimio are basing their mandamanos, or rather demonstrations, on, saying very well, talking about the high cost of living. And a number of Kenyans are so much kind of furious with this kind of action by the government to have the appointment of course, appointment and subsequent swearing in of the 50 cabinet secretaries. And of course, that matter went to court. We talked about it the other time. The court definitely gave orders that they should not assume office. But the other time, we saw the ones who were attached to the office of the cabinet secretary, prime cabinet secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi, report to work. The ones who were attached to the interior, of course, Omanga Millicent was there.
It's called impunity.
Quite a number of them reported to work. Well, others it's
called impunity.
Others like Dennis Itumbi, Evans Kidero, Nicholas Gumbo decided to go to court to again challenge the decision of the court to suspend.
But you see, sometimes I blame the courts, but I don't want to blame them. The courts can just try to open your eyes and then keep quiet. We have tried our best. When Uhuru appointed these people, we said no, it's unconstitutional. Then they took measures and tried to sanitize it. Again, Ruto has blown it beyond expectations, made it even worse. Instead of 23, he has done 50. We have said don't, he has done. So, we have told you. Because this is not something the court can do. Sometimes I don't want to blame the courts. The courts have opened your eyes. I've told you, we are telling you, we are helping you see this is the wrong route you are taking. And then they keep quiet. Now, it is up to the people of Kenya to see. That's what the courts are saying. Sometimes the courts just say, this is up to the people of Kenya to see. And then they keep quiet. Because even if you do what Maraga did, to tell Uhuru to dissolve parliament, did he dissolve it?
No, no, he didn't.
So the courts must also be careful not to give orders that may not be followed. And sometimes even when they give, the orders are not followed. So even this court that said these C-caste people should not be sworn in, no, should not, they had been sworn in,
They had been sworn in.
should not assume office,
And
should not be paid salaries.
salary.
The courts must have known they are wasting their time. It's only for future. And let me tell you here, my friends keep telling Manyora, please, you have a harsh mouth. Don't say things to people because they happen. I am telling you here, people will have to pay for these things in future. People who are causing people to earn money they shouldn't be earning by creating illegal and constitutional offices will be forced to pay that money. And the people who occupy unconstitutional offices, especially ones on which the court has pronounced itself, MPs who are paying themselves CDF and messing and everything else, and house allowance and what have you, contrary to what constitutional commissions have said and what the courts have affirmed. Let me tell you here now, they will pay for that money and the people will be jailed. It does not matter when. But some of these people occupying offices illegally and drawing allowances and salaries, the least that will happen to them, they will pay those salaries in future. Some will be jailed. Take it from me. Well, the world is changing. And when the world is changing, not many people are able to see it. When things are coming, not many people are able to see. Barely 10, 20 years ago, a CEO of a state corporation ran the CEO as if it was his personal kingdom. There was a vehicle for his wife and some for his children. You get it? They traveled on expenses of the parastatal across the world. Can you do it today? You can't do it. The world has changed. You try that, you get into trouble. But many people are still not seeing, especially governors. Let me tell you this, and I've said before. The first governors we had from 2013, then 2017, and a few of 2022, 2027, many of them will go to jail.
Why?
Some of them in their old age, they'll go to jail. They have stolen money and they think by playing politics, unaruka kutoka pande hii, unaenda huko, unakuwa sanitize, unarudi, unaendelea, they will go to jail. That's where the world is going. And that's why these civilized nations you rush to go and do shopping, to go and admire the waters passing in the towns of Paris and London. Beautiful. You stand on the bridge over the Thames taking photographs, clean water. As you pump shit into your rivers in town here and the lake. They are where they are because they got to a point where they had to punish crime and end impunity. And it never matters at what point it will take place. Take it from me. Even school principals who have stolen school money, time is coming in your retirement, they'll come and drag you from home. In that beautiful house you built, which you now is only you with your wife. When the bats fly in the ceiling, you think their thugs have come to your home. Some people, at age 70, 80, 90, they will still be going to court. This is the Kenya we are moving into. Because unless we go in that direction, this country will collapse under the weight of corruption and theft of public property and impunity. And I'm assuring you, the people who are today engaged in impunity, the people who are engaged today in illegalities in terms of state resources will pay for it.